Hey YouTube, here's another fun idea for you. I made my kids something that can hold all of their airplanes, their helicopters, things they could put their military guys in, and made it functional. What I did was I made them, as you obviously can see, an aircraft carrier. I took a tub, one of these like Rubbermaid kind of tubs or Sterilite tubs that you could slide under your bed, started with that as a base, took a plastic office trash can, cut it to size. This is the base of the trash can. Cut it to the size I wanted. And then bolted on top of that. I used L brackets on the inside, I believe. And on the inside of here, this is just another Sterilite plastic tub. So their men can all go, they're 4-inch little guys, can go inside the lid to keep the room tidy and let them have organization, to keep teaching the kids how to have organization. All their men can go in here, their planes and helicopters can go in here, and they can play with it like a flight deck. So when they want to play, they take off the lid, you get your men out, snap your lid back on. You want your aircraft, you unsnap this just like any tub, and you can get out your jet fighter, your helicopter. As you see, this can hold a ton of gear inside. So put the lid back on, snaps in place. You put the jet fighter in there waiting for takeoff, the helicopter off to the side. Here you can put your guy in there checking out his plane pre-flight, and your other crew over here. I'm just going to show you a quick idea of this. And what I did was I used a Huggies pop top from a wipes box, so they have a door to get in. I made graphics on the computer because I'm a graphic designer, and I made graphics for little buttons, warning, step, names, and made stickers and just printed on label paper. We had an extra gun from another toy that we were playing with, and I used the top of a plastic flashlight and put a top on it, drilled a hole, and mounted the gun so it spins. Up top here, I made some radar style dishes. This actually was from one of their toys, a radar dish. This is the side of a mayonnaise jar. I cut it in the shape of a curve. Maybe I'll show you this way, it might be easier to show you. Some of the stickers are not doing so well. I used old sticker paper. You really need to use some fresh sticker paper, the decal paper, and you have to use that. It works out better. So what I did was the bottom of these were soap, bathroom soap dispensers. When we were done with them, I cut the bottoms off because I wanted that round bulbous look for the radar. The top of this is a shampoo dispenser. You would push the top and the soap would come out of here. I cut that to the bottom and glued it through, put L brackets on the inside, and glued that and used screws because that was a tall piece I wanted to stay on. This is the base of the flashlight. I wanted it to look a little rugged and have some texture to it. So when I put these pieces on here, I wanted to make it look like some sort of the top of an aircraft carrier with some radar and some electronics and things. They're not supposed to be 100% real. I just wanted the effect of it to look like an aircraft carrier. So in making this, it solves a lot of problems because now I've solved the problem of storage. Where do I keep all the planes? Where do I keep the men? How do I give them now a fun platform to play with so they could be creative and have their own adventures and not just play on a floor with a jet and say, oh, look, I land on the carpet and I take off. I was trying to give them something a little more realistic. So when they play with this, they have a ball. They use their other toys that I had purchased for them, like this submarine. So then the submarine comes alongside and the guys swap gear and they take boxes and put them inside like they're giving them shipments and things. So they can have a full action adventure with these toys with just a little imagination and some household items. Altogether, I think this was about $8 to $10. This tub was maybe $1 or $2. The trash can probably $5-6. And then make the time of making the stickers, spray painting it. Also, just keeping these bottles. When I find a neat bottle in the house that we're done with it and it's got a neat shape, I rinse it out, I put it in a Tupperware out in the garage in a big Rubbermaid tote, And then when I want to make something like this, I go through and look at all the different shapes and see what I would use to pull off what I'm trying to represent. This is a lot of fun. Yes, it's big, but think of all that it holds inside of it. Think of how much fun they can have with the men going in and out and climbing inside the top here like an aircraft carrier. All when their friends come over, they go, "Oh my gosh, that is so cool. Where'd that come from?" And they say, "My dad made it." And they're very proud of that. All the toys that I make for them, they always say, "Oh, my daddy made this." We have friends of ours, when the parents come over and they see the kids playing in the room here with the other kids in the playroom, they go, "Look at that thing." And the fathers will sit down and start playing with this thing with their kids. So it's a fun idea. It gets your kids involved in imagination and creativity. It gets the father involved with the kids. It gets the kids to work on creativity to be able to design and see how to put something like this together. For whatever I put into this, let's just say $20. I might have been able to find some toy somewhere. I remember G.I. Joe made an aircraft carrier back in the 80s, but I don't want to pay top dollar for an antique toy that's 40 years old. I can make this thing for $15 and about, 4 hours worth of work when you get down to it. It's about 4 hours of just how did I want to mount this? How did I want to put the screws through here? I need epoxy some L brackets in so the nut will hold. I have to epoxy the nut on so it threads right in and it's done. So I do a little creative thinking of how I want to build this and how it'll all stay together and be strong. As you see, this thing is bolted solid and will stay together. So this is just for some thoughts for you guys. If you want to make some toys for your kids and have some fun. And if I had better tools or a more like a plastic bending machine or something like that, or a molding machine, I could make way better stuff. But from what I can find around the house and what I can just run over to the hardware store and buy, this is fun for me, and it's neat to be creative like this, and the kids love it. So I hope I gave you some ideas. Be creative, come up with something new. I'd love to see your ideas or your comments if you had some ideas on how to make this better or add to it, or maybe to build something else different and custom. Let me know. Have a great day and God bless you. Bye-bye.